We're almost 20 minutes late. Wait and see how many people we get into the room here. I was hoping I could log onto this account. Let's see if it'll let me in. Cool. So that's kind of nice. So I'll be able to post links probably here. So what we'll do is, hey, welcome to the live. We're just getting ready. We're going to talk about tools today. Prime Day's coming, so get prepared to be ready to buy the tools that you've been waiting on. I'm going to go over some of the tools that I use and I recommend. These are tools that I've used before and I would buy them again tomorrow. So we're going to go over the value, the features, what to expect. And if you just give me a minute, I want to try to get in so I can, what I'm going to do is, there's going to be links for these tools if you have any interest in them. They don't allow it. It's hard to post clickable links on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to post a comment with the link to a video I just posted that has all the links. So once we get going here, I'll post that. If you guys just give me a minute or just a second. How's everybody doing? Where are you guys from? What do you plan on looking for Prime Day? I'm thinking about getting me a 1/2-inch drive Milwaukee Impact. That's what I'm hoping that goes on sale. So what I'm doing here, give me just a second. I've logged onto another account so I can post comments here. So I'll actually post a comment. So I can see if it comes up in the chat. Yep. So you see that day tripper? I'm gonna pin a comment from that so you guys can go. When this is over with, if you wanna go see, I made a video about all these tools that kind of generalizes them, and there's links. So if you wanted to, if you had interest in purchasing one of these tools, and I'll tell you how the affiliates go, and everybody's doing it. It's just part of YouTube. If you see something that I'm showing you, you have interest in and you purchase it, I get like a 5% commission on it, you know? So we do make money. I'm not gonna bull you about it. We make money on, but these are not tools that I just came off the top of my head going, oh, I can make money on this one. No, these are tools that I actually went out last night and brought in from my garage. I'm in the studio right now. And I brought these in from the garage so we could, go over these because I've used them and I would replace them tomorrow if I lost. There's some of these tools I've used for 30, 40 years that I've replaced them because I wore them out and they're just good quality tools. So if you guys give me just a second, I'm gonna see if I can grab this link to this video. Yep, I can. Give me just a second, okay? I'll get going here, I promise. I just want you guys to be able, they make it really hard in the lives to post clickable links, which I don't kind of really understand. But anyway, we'll do that. So we'll do, so if you look at that where it says day tripper, that I'm gonna see if I can did it let me post it? It may not allow me to do it. I don't know. I tried to see if it comes through. So it looks like it won't allow you to post a link. So anyway, if you guys see my, if you just go to the Go Big page, Go Big Garage, we just posted a video. And if you go to that video, all the links will be there for these tools. I don't know why it doesn't, they must block out links on the comments. So anyway, anyhow, the whole purpose of this is so I can kind of walk you guys through what I use, and I'm just gonna start. So anyway, let me get this stuff unplugged, get my laptop out of the way. Anybody build anything cool this year? Building any hot rods? I got a little mini bike project going right now. I've built a lot of Harleys over the years. I'm not a specialized Harley guy. I am an automotive ASC certified master mechanic. Been doing this for 40 years. So anyway, let's go over a basic tool first. And remember, when you get done with this video, if there's something that you're interested in purchasing, just go to Go Big Garage, and there's a video posted there that says Prime Tool Day or something like that. We just posted it. So after this, if you go there, all these tools that I'm going to go over is on that video, and all the links for these tools are on that video as well. I got to figure out, I don't know why they don't allow you to post clickable links on the lives, but they don't. You can if you, I think if we're using it so it gets fed out to the live feed. If you use a really good camera, you don't do the vertical, it doesn't get posted to the live feed. So anyway, I'm going to go with the smallest, most inexpensive tools, and we'll go over these one at a time. These are a set of crimpers that I've actually wore out 2 sets of these over 40 years. These are for, hope you can see that. These are for crimping non-insulated butt connectors, and you can see right there, you put you can do insulated butt connectors with them too. They have a real nice cutting edge on them, and because they're so long, they're really nice for crimping, and they don't hurt your hands. So I build police cars for a living. I probably make 200 crimps a day with these things. And I got a set in my toolbox at work, and I got 2 sets of these at home in case I lose one, I can find the other one. You know how that goes, right? So anyway, these are a bargain. They're like 30 bucks. You know what? I wouldn't be afraid to buy 3 pairs of these because they're such a great tool. I bought a set of Kleins, and I paid like $100 for them. I hated them. I thought they were horrible. And I bought, because I lost these, and at my shop where I was at, I was like, the boss said, hey, get you whatever you want. Get the best pair you can find. So I bought a pair of Kleins. I friggin' hated them. I took them back to the tool guy and said, I don't like these. You got to give me something different. They're horrible. And hey, thanks for the beard. Yeah, it takes a long time to grow a beard like this. I'm 60. I'm going to be, my birthday's coming. I'm going to be 61 in a few days. And I'm still wrenching. So I'm still working part-time. I build cop cars part-time. So anyway, I would highly recommend these. If you're doing any kind of electrical work where you're doing a lot of crimping, these things, I think they're 9 inches, which is nice. You see how close the handles are here? So what that does, you can really make a nice crimp without wearing out your hands. When you're doing 150 crimps a day, you get a bad pair of these, it will kill your hand by the end of the day. So these are a pair I bought. I did Kleins, and I bought a pair of Snap-ons, and I hated both of them. These are channel locks. They're still made in the United States, which I think is great. So these, if you're looking into a pair of good pair of crimpers, they'll cut wire and they'll crimp. They'll do non-insulated butt connectors and insulated butt connectors. I don't recommend non-insulated butt connectors, and you'll see why. If you go see my video about soldering, you'll see what I'm talking about. Non-insulated butt connectors are a problem. They just create nothing but headaches for you. They made me a lot of money over the years because I couldn't tell you how many, my bald head, how many problems I chased down because of insulated butt connectors. They're great if you need to do something in a hurry, But if you want to do it right, use non-insulated. Don't use insulated. Non-insulated with solder and shrink tube. That's the correct way to do it. What state are you in? I'm in California, Northern California. Okay, so there you go. There's one tool I highly recommend. If they go on sale for Prime, these will be under 30 bucks. They'll be like 25 bucks. Man, you can't go wrong. These are a great tool. I got a pair of channel lock, big channel locks that I've had for going on 30 years now, and the rubber is still on the handles. And you know, if you bought a lot of tools, this rubber, after about 4 or 5 years, it starts flaking off. Channel lock makes a really unique rubber on their handles. Okay, so there's that tool. Now remember, when we get done here, if these are interesting to you, if you don't mind, would you go to my video, and then in the description of the video, all these tools, there's links there for you. Okay, here's a flashlight. People think, oh, flashlight, big deal. I'm telling you what, this flashlight right here, in my shop, probably every guy in the shop has one of these. These are made by Streamlight. They're a great flashlight, man. I mean, they're amazing. They're really bright. And what's nice, if you're working in a shop, they fit right in your pocket, right next to your pocket screwdriver. And they take one AAA battery, and it lasts forever. The only thing I didn't like about these is that they're all black. The one at work, I spray painted it white, because when you drop this like inside underneath the dash somewhere, good luck at finding it, because it's so black and dark it's hard to see. I have another one that I spray painted lime green, because I have a hard time seeing black inside the vehicle. But these are like 37 bucks. I buy these for family members at Christmas time, because they're just such a great flashlight. They're small, they fit in your pocket. You can take them camping with you. I mean, they're just a great deal. $37, but premium quality. Aluminum housing. It has a feature where you can just push on it and let go, so you don't have to turn it on completely, or you can just turn it completely on. And they're aluminum housed, they're sealed really well. And the thing I really like about them is I always have a flashlight on me when I'm working, doing something, and I need to see something. I always got that flashlight right there, and I don't have to go get one. Outside of Judas Priest. You know, I get that a lot. I get people telling me all the time, hey, you look like this guy that's a UFC fighter. Another guy told me, I look like a guy from Abram's World or something. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of show on TV, I guess. But anyway, I look like a lot of people. So anyway. All right, so there you go. There's a flashlight. And I'm recommending this flashlight because I probably bought like 5 of these over the years because I've lost them. Because they're so small and convenient. It's easy to like lay them down and then you forget them, sit in the car or something. But I wouldn't be without this light. I got 2 of these at home. I got a couple in my toolbox at the shop, and every guy in my shop that's borrowed this flashlight went up front and said, hey, give me one of those flashlights. Because they're really bright and they're easy to hold. It's great. I won't do it for you, but you can hold this in your mouth while you're doing stuff. Sometimes I'll be doing something and I need a light, and I'll just take this and stick it in my mouth while I'm doing it. And it works out. No rude comments. I know what you guys are thinking. I hear that stuff all the time. People don't miss a lick, man, when you say something like that. Okay, so the next product I'm going to talk about are these Milwaukees. Oh, don't forget now, I'm always told, my girl tells me to do this. She makes me do it. I don't have a choice. If you find any value in anything that I do, hit me with a super like, because the super likes, what they do is they allow us to buy tools to give away on the lives. When we do lives, we do trivia, and then we spin a wheel, and then if you win, you get to win a tool, and it don't cost you anything. So the super likes kind of helps us promote that. It helps promote our channel, so we appreciate it when you promote us by giving us a super thanks. And it's like a cup of coffee. You know, it's like saying, hey, dude, here's a cup of coffee. That's what it's like. So anyway, here we go. The Milwaukee. What I'm going to recommend on these is, if you're a home guy that just works on stuff at your house, a DIY guy, you're not working in the field as a mechanic, go look at the brushless systems. This is a brushless impact driver I got. And man, I use the crap out of this thing at the house. It has a really nice light on it. You can get the bigger batteries for it. And so you can get this with a drill, 2 batteries, and the charger. I bought mine on sale for like $149. You can't go wrong. These things are great. I use it all the time. And this is the industry standard now in the automotive industry. When you go to any shop anymore, this is what they're using. And they're using what they call fuelie line. It's a little bit heavier duty line. It's got bigger bearings in it. They're brushless. But even these brushed ones, if you're not using them every day like a mechanic does every day, these things last forever. I got a set for here at the house. So you get this. This is not a fuelie line. This is my other one. You get a drill. You get 2 of these smaller batteries and the charger. Let me tell you something about the Milwaukee system that works good. If you don't have any Milwaukee at all and you're thinking about, man, I would like to start doing that, just buy you a tool with the charger and a couple batteries. Get the cheapest one. Buy a drill or an impact driver. And you'll get 2 batteries and a charger. This is the most expensive part, is the batteries. But if you do replace batteries, don't go with these. These are a 1.5 ampere hour. These bigger ones are a lot better deal. They last a lot longer. You don't have to keep recharging them all the time. They're a little more expensive. I think they're 5s. They're 3. So these are 3 ampere hours, and these smaller ones I think are 1.5. So they're double the capacity. So if you're replacing batteries, go ahead and get the bigger ones. They last way longer, and keep your batteries charged up. If when you put them away, charge them up. That's what kills batteries, is when you leave them uncharged. Sir, please suggest me a movie based on a horror genre you like. I don't know about that. Okay, I'll do that for you. Even though we're talking about tools, I'll tell you a horror movie. Go check out this movie. It's an old movie. I don't even know if you can find. It's not old, but it's called Mother's Day. Man, it starts out the first 5 seconds of the movie, you know you're watching a horror movie. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Back to tools. If you're thinking about getting into this system, just buy you an 18-volt tool with the batteries and a charger, because now you got it started. Now next time, hey, I need a Sawzall. You go just buy just the tool. Because when you buy just the tool, you already have the batteries and you already have the charger. It's way cheap. This is the way it'll come. Like if you bought this impact driver, just the driver, that's the way it'll come. No battery, just the tool. But if you already have the system at home, you have the batteries and you have the charger, you don't have to pay that extra. So just go find the cheapest tool that you need, like a drill or an impact. Buy that for you can buy this one right here. I think it's I got it listed on the on that video I'm telling you about. I think you can get this one. This one, I forgot to tell you that. This one has a nice quick release on it. So you just take these 1/4-inch drivers. You get a nice driver set, and it's easy to take off and on. This one doesn't lock in because it's not the right size, or the right setup where it goes into the collar. But these are nice. But anyway, if you're thinking about getting one of these, for $135, I think it is, you get the tool, the batteries, and the charger. And then when you want to get a drill, you just buy just the drill. And then it's way cheap. I bought a Sawzall for the house. I think it was like $80 because I have the batteries and the chargers already. So every time you can afford one, you just go buy the tool only. You already have the tools. And if you're getting into automotive and you're thinking about buying you a set of Milwaukees, just spend $1,000. I know it's a lot of money, but for $1,000, I got it listed on the links. You get 9 tools, or it's 7 tools, I think it is. 7 tools. You get the two bags to carry everything in. You get the batteries, you get the charger, and you're good to go. You got everything you need. You got an impact driver, a drill, a small impact, a light, a saw. It comes with a lot. For $1,000, you got a full system. You won't have to buy another tool. So I highly recommend Milwaukee. They have a lot of great products. They got some good 12-volt stuff. They got a really nice light that I have at work that I use. It's a 12-volt. It just plug. It has a 12-volt battery, and you can hang it from wherever. And it has a little thing. And you can put it right where you need it. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to remove the battery when storing the tools. I don't think it makes a big difference, but I just think it's a good idea. You just gained a sub. Hey, Seth, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Um, uh, yeah, I think so. The biggest thing with batteries, and I'll go over this because I'm going to go over some battery chargers here. If you don't have a battery charger, you need to stick around because I just replaced my battery charger that I had forever. I had an old manual 1 amp, and then I had what was supposed to be an automatic smart charger, and it was the biggest pile I ever owned in my life. So I went out and got me a Noco Genius 10 amp, and I'm going to go over that charger. If you don't have a battery charger and you're thinking about buying one, I'm telling you, this is the charger to have. I use this thing every day probably around here. So we'll go over that. So anyway, there's my spiel on Milwaukee. Milwaukee, if you go into any auto shop in the country right now, they're using Milwaukees. Every guy in the shop will have a Milwaukee. They're using it. Milwaukee impacts, drills, all that. Everybody's went away from air tools and went to. I kept all my air tools for one reason, because sometimes the electric stuff, it don't hit hard enough. I mean, it hits hard. I mean, when you go to take something off. But if you want to get something that's really on, like a crankshaft bolt or a crankshaft bolt on a Honda or something that's really rusted up, you need a big impact that's got a big anvil on it. And I got a big snap-on, it's got some heft to it. And when somebody needs to break something loose in the shop, they come find me and say, hey, can I use your big gun? Because these electrics are great, but they don't have enough enough weight in the anvil to knock that big stuff loose. So I recommend, if you got an old air impact that you like, hang on to it. But anyway, these are just, you go in our tool room is stacked with probably 30 different types of tools like this with batteries and chargers. I mean, it's a very common automotive industry now to be using. A lot of guys will use different types, but our shop primarily we use Milwaukee. Because we've had good luck with them. And if you get the Fuelie line, they're better, they're a little bit better quality, but you're going to pay more money for them too. So like if you, so if the battery is full, do you remove it or leave it in a charger? You can leave it in the charger because it is a smart charger. When it goes to full charge, it'll stop charging. And for whatever reason, if the voltage drops, let's say you leave it in a charger and it gets cold and it's been in there for months, what'll happen is if that voltage drops down a little bit, that charger will come back on and bring it back up, which is good for the longevity of your battery. Batteries fail normally because they become sulfated. And what causes sulfation is not being charged. That's why when you have an old car that's sitting out back and you never drive it and you let it sit out there for 8 months, you go to get in it won't start. It's because it went dead, and then as soon as it goes dead, sulfation, what's called sulfation, starts happening on the plates. And just think of it like scale, like a water pipe that has hard water, it gets that scale on it. Well, the plates do that same thing. They build up sulfation on those plates. And I'm going to go over this charger I'm telling you about. This charger I bought, I spent $85 on it. It has a repair mode on it. So when you have a battery like that that's been sitting around for 6 months in the garage because you were on vacation or you left your dirt bike out there and you didn't put a tender on it, and you go to start it and it's flat dead, and you try to start it and it charges up and goes dead. What it is, it's sulfated. And these chargers now, what they do, they have a repair mode on them. And what they do, they blast it with current. And it pulses it hard with current, and it knocks the sulfation off the plates. So you put it on the repair mode, you let it do that overnight, the next day you charge it, you can bring back a $300 battery that you're gonna have to replace for 80 bucks. For 80 bucks, I've saved about $500 with this thing already. So you know what? That's one thing. And I'm not trying to just sell you something. I'm telling you something from fact that I do it myself. I have saved myself so much. I just had a battery on my Harley. Every year I got to go get a battery on a Harley. They usually only last 2 to 3 years anyway. But every year I got to go get a new battery because I don't have a tender on it, and I don't keep it charged, and I don't ride it all winter because I'm a fair weather rider now. I've become one of those guys that only rides when the weather's nice. I used to ride in the snow and the rain, didn't care. But now, I don't like doing that anymore. Anyway, so I'll go over this charger. I'm going to go over this 1 amp charger first, and just so you guys know, that's what kills your batteries. And what you can do if you have, let's say you have a 4-wheeler that you don't ride it, but in the wintertime, what can happen? I'm sorry, I had a message come up. What can happen is you put the 4-wheeler, in the garage and you don't use it for 10 months, and then you go to get it and it's dead. You charge the battery up, it comes up to charge, and it lasts 2 or 3 days and it goes dead again, and then you end up buying a new battery. And you do this year after year. What's happening is you need to have a tender. If you put a battery tender on it, I'm going to show you this battery tender. This battery tender is made by Noco, one of the best battery, in my opinion, the best battery chargers you can buy. Because I've used them, and they're and we have them in our shop because of that. We bought a whole bunch of them. We probably got 5 of these in our shop. And but these 1 amp ones, I'll show you what they look like. Okay, they're real small. I mean, palm of your hand, real easy to use. They got these great, really good connections on them. I mean, these things hurt when you put them on your finger. I mean, they got good, and they're made of copper, and they're made so if something happens to the lead, you can put new leads on it. You don't have to replace the whole tool. Here's a really cool thing they did. So they put a fuse on there, and what they did, it's rated, this is a 2 amp, so it's rated at 2 amps because it's a 1 amp charger. They put a fuse on there, but they use automotive standard ATO fuses, which is nice because, if you're an automotive guy, if you blow this fuse, just go get a fuse that you got laying around, which is great. Okay, so there's one thing. Really good quality leads. These are insulated really well. It's almost impossible to make them touch. So that works out great. And then they got this removable, you can remove the leads. You just push this little thing, this comes off, so here the leads come off. And what that does for you, I do this with my motorhome. My motorhome is really hard to get to. So I just keep a set of these leads hooked up to it, and I leave this hooked through the grill. And I can just go out there and plug it in. And I don't have to open the hood or nothing. So this is handy. So the leads are good quality. The leads are really long. They're not, how usually you get a battery charger and it comes with these crappy leads that are about 1.5 feet long. These things are like, let me see what they are because I'm not sure. I think they're like, yeah, I'm 6 feet. So these are like 12-foot leads. Nice set of leads. But anyhow, let's go back to the charger. This is what you need what I'm talking about for if you have a Harley that you don't ride all winter, or you got a dirt bike or whatever, you got a pickup that, you just ride on the weekends once in a while. This is what you need. It's a smart charger. Garden Party, how you doing? What will they think of next? Thank you. Okay, so this is how this works. You plug this into your battery. It will do lead acid, it'll do AGM, and it'll do lithium. And it's self-identified. As soon as you plug it in, it knows what kind of battery. And because of that, it knows how to charge it correctly. So this is how this works. Well, actually, I got a battery right here, so I'm going to hook it up just so you guys can see what it does. So usually on the Nocos, what they do, when you first plug them on, all the lights come on. And then one little light will come on to tell you, hey, you got power to the unit. That way you know it's powered up, because if you're a dummy like me, you're over there trying to make it work and you forgot to plug it in. And this one you don't have to. Let me see what I got going on here. The only thing I mean, this is a great unit. This is $30, and when they go on sale, they're under $30. You should have 4 of these in your garage. So I'm gonna plug this in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm just give me a second. I gotta get this thing out here where you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna move the camera down. Well, actually, I can pull it up here so you can see. Let's do that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shut my light off. I'm gonna plug this in, and then I'm gonna hook this to the battery so you guys can see what the function looks like, okay? I'm just gonna hold this up here real quick so you guys can see. It's easier moving the camera. So when you plug it in, oh, I'm plugging into the wrong thing. You gotta pay attention, don't you? When you plug it in, this one has a little light. Oh, it doesn't. You gotta hook to the battery first. Oh, I forgot to turn this on. When you plug it in, it'll come on like that, and then it will just leave this little light on. See that little yellow light? That way you know that you powered it up and you got power to it. So you're not like me walking around figuring out why it won't work because you didn't plug it in. Okay, so I'm gonna plug in this battery, and what it'll do, it's gonna identify the battery. As soon as it identifies the battery, then you'll see this turn red. That means it's charging. And once this goes solid green, it's at full charge. But here's the deal, these are trickle chargers as well. So what you can do, you can plug this thing into your bike and leave it all winter. Leave it all year if you want. And what it does, every time that voltage drops down, it'll come back on and bring it back up to charge. And that's what prevents that sulfation I'm talking about. So if you got 5 different vehicles you're buying batteries for every year because the batteries are going bad because you're leaving them go dead, you know, these are great. So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. And I had an automatic battery, and it was a piece of crap. I hated it. So see that? So it already told me, hey, what kind of battery it is. And now it's starting to charge. And what it'll do, it'll just pulse like that. You got to remember, this is a 1 amp charger. This ain't a charger you're going to charge a truck battery with in an hour. You know, a truck battery, it will charge a truck battery, but it's going to take like 30 hours. So if you're not in a hurry, you can charge your battery in your vehicle with this. Just, you're not going to be in a hurry. But it's for 30 bucks. Hey, James Dillon, take care, buddy. Hey, go check out some of our videos. For 30 bucks, you know, you can't go wrong. And then right here, you see this mode button. If you decide, hey, I want to do a different type of battery, you can push that and it'll go through each of the different types of batteries. And let's see, what's that last one? Oh, it has, oh, that's what I was going to tell you too. Sometimes what happens on these automatic chargers, let's go back to there. Sometimes what happens on these automatic chargers, it won't do it here because it's seeing the right voltage. These automatic chargers, if it doesn't see 1 volt, it won't charge it. So this has an override. So if you get a really dead battery, it's been sitting, it's like at 0, you just push and hold this for 5 seconds, and then it'll give it voltage for like 10 minutes, and then it'll charge it. So that's kind of handy. I used to have to take my other one and hook 2 battery chargers up so it would think that it had voltage in it. So anyway, these things are 29 bucks, you know. The leads are worth 29 bucks, you know. So if you got a hot rod that sends around a lot, you got a motorcycle, a dirt bike, an ATV, whatever it is, and it seems like every year you're putting a battery in it, get one of these for $30. This thing, I mean, you can put it in your pocket. It's so small and it's easy to use. You could teach your son how to use this. Just, you know, your 10-year-old kid, say, hey, go out there and plug that thing in and hook up that battery, and he'll be fine. It's foolproof, you know. And it actually has a thing on there too. If you hook them up backwards, it knows it. And I'll show you on that other battery charger. It won't allow you to hook it up backwards. It puts up an icon that says, hey, dummy, you got the leads hooked up backwards. So it has some nice safety features on it. So anyway, of all the tools that are a bargain, this is a bargain. 30 bucks? Come on, man. I spent 75 bucks on a battery charger that was the size of a suitcase that didn't work. You know, so these are great. So anyway, I highly recommend this if you don't have a battery charger. If you're looking for a present for Dad on Prime Day, I don't care what he has, he's gonna love this thing because I love it. I actually bought a second one. I got 2 of them now, just because I like to have one in the house and then one out in the garage. Okay, so there's it's a Noco Genius 1 amp smart charger, under 30 bucks. They're like 29 bucks. But if they go on sale on Prime, you can probably get these for $25. So that's, that's that. Okay, what are we gonna talk about next? I'll wait on the other battery charger because there's a lot to go over on that one. I'll show it to you just so maybe you'll stay to watch it. So this is made by the same company, and I don't get anything from these people. There's nothing I get from them by promoting this product. I promote Noco because it's a great product. Really good, hard cased. This is their 10 amp, and it has some neat features on here that you get in addition to that one. So, and it's a 10 amp charger. It works great. So I have a diesel that I have to charge once in a while, and I'll use this on it. It does a great job. But we'll go over that charger in a minute. I'm gonna go over a flashlight real quick. This is a Lux Pro. They don't make this style anymore, but I have a link for this. I keep this one in the house. It's got a nice rubber coating on it, fully aluminum housed. The one that I put in the link, I think it's about 40 bucks, somewhere around there, I think, if I remember right. And just one button operation. The one that I listed is 2,000 looms. So it's like a searchlight, man, with batteries in it. And we've had this thing forever. And I use this at the house if I got to go outside in the middle of the night or something. It's all LED'd. It's full aluminum house, full rubber housing. So if you're looking for just a light for the house, I highly recommend these Lux Pros. Lux Pros makes a bunch of different models, and they're good quality light. They're worth spending a little extra money on because they last and they work like they're supposed to. So that's pretty basic light, It makes for a good hey, back off, sucker. Okay. So here's I'm gonna go over this. This is a really neat little tool here. I bought this, and when I first bought it, I thought, I don't know if I'm gonna like that thing. If you're getting to be like me, I'm 60, I'm gonna be 61. I don't like lugging that friggin' compressor around. I got one of those compressors, it's got like a tank on it, and it's got a 6-horse, electric motor. And anytime I gotta put like air in the tires around here, I was having to lug that thing around. And I started looking around, and years ago I bought one of these for my motorhome, and I thought, you know what? I should get one of those for the shop because it's a tire inflator. Let me show you what it looks like. This is a very popular company. It's called Viair. They make all kinds of portable air compressor units. You can get this one for under 100 bucks. It's like $89, but I'm gonna go over the features with you so you kind of see why it's. I use this to pump up big truck tires. It takes a little bit. The bigger the tire, the more the volume, the longer it takes. But I'm going to show you what's cool about this thing. It saves you time. So I'll go over it has a really nice like 25-foot air hose. And here's one of the things I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to the way things were engineered. And this is one thing, they really thought this thing out well. First of all, when you plug it in, it has a work light on the back of it so you can see what you're doing. I thought that's pretty smart. And you can turn the light on and off. There's a switch to turn the light on and off. But here you go. How many times have you hooked up a compressor or tried to put air in a tire and the thing keeps coming off and you got to hold it on with your hand and do this and you're trying to hold that on there like that? Look at this. So they made the end where it screws on to the valve stem. So you screw that on there and it can't come off and it can't leak. So what you do, you go out, let's say you got to come out in the morning, you're on your way to work, you're in a hurry, you're like, oh man, I got a flat tire, a low tire, whatever it is. You take this thing out, you screw this on. It has a really long rubber hose. So you can take this up to the front. You hook these 2 leads onto the battery underneath the hood. And I'm going to do that right now so you can see what it looks like. So I just hooked it up just now. And when you hook it up, this is what you get. You get a light right here. So if you're out in the dark, trying to do this in the dark, trying to put air in your tire, you can see what you're doing. And so let's see that so you guys can see that. So you see right here, it has a digital display on it. And when you hook the rubber part to a tire, it'll tell you what the air pressure is. And then you can go up and down. See how it's moving that? Let's see. You can set the pressure to whatever you want. So let me see. I'm going to set this to, let's see if I can get it to 30 looking through this. I can't, it's hard to do. For me it is. Okay, so you set it to 30 PSI. Once this is plugged into the tire, you push this button. It starts a compressor up. You can just walk away. Because what it does, when it comes up to 30 PSI, it turns the thing off. I find that really convenient when I'm working in the shop at the house. Because if I'm doing some tire work or something, I can hook this up, walk away, go do something, and I can hear it. So when it turns off, I can check the other tire, I just put it on there, push the button, walk away. You can teach your wife or your young child how to use this without being in fear of them being hurt. Let me tell you a couple stories about tires because they're dangerous. Tires are probably one of the most dangerous things in a shop that people deal with because they can fail and I've had a tire blow up on me before. I was putting a regular pressure in it and the sidewall blew out and it sounded like a bomb went off right here in my ear. It actually caused some hearing damage from it. You don't ever want to be like this on a tire with an air gauge. If you see guys that know what they're doing in a shop, they'll have a really long gauge. They'll be standing along, they'll never stand in front of it like that. They'll be standing to the side looking at the gauge like that because they know that those tires are dangerous and they can blow up. And this is what's nice about, having one of these. And this is portable. You can just put it in the trunk of your car. You go somewhere and all of a sudden your TPMS light comes on. It's not going to fix a flat tire. But you can put air in a low tire, or if you picked up a nail or something, you just get out, hook this up, hook that to the battery, push the button, and you can teach your wife or your child how to do this without being in harm's way. Because this thing is so long, you're a long ways from the tire when it's pumping it up. And it's real easy to show them. And it keeps that pressure in memory. So let's say you had a young daughter who just started driving. You could buy her one of these. You set this to her tire pressure that it is, and all she has to do is hook this up and push the button. And it'll air it up to the right pressure, and then it shuts off. So this is a great, if these go on sale for Prime, I'm probably gonna buy another one because I like it so much and I'll give it to one of my daughters or something because they're just a great unit. $89, and they have a bunch of different ones. Like you can get some that pump faster for like big truck tires, RVs, and that kind of stuff. But honestly, I have used the heck out of this thing. And this is one of their lower, cheaper models, And make sure I'm not. Great tool talk, sir. Thank you. Oh, yeah, thanks, Doc Mojo. I appreciate that. So anyway, the Vi-Air portable tire inflator. I think it's, I always have to look because I can't remember the model on this thing. It's on here. I just got to find it. 88P. And like I said, any of these tools, we appreciate if you do that. If you just go to Amazon and buy that, it didn't gain me anything. But if you go to our channel, and when you buy stuff through our channel with the links, it doesn't cost you anything. There's no additional cost to you other than you had to go to the channel. So we posted a video about these tools on Go Big Garage. If you just go there, watch the video, and you don't even have to watch the whole video. Just go to more in the description, and all the links are here. It'll take you straight to Amazon. And like I said, we appreciate people supporting the channel because it allows us to create better content, buy nicer cameras, that kind of stuff. So anyway, there's the Vi-Air. So I'm gonna go over, and on the channel, on the lives, if you guys like the tool talk, I will start pulling stuff out and showing you, hey, if you're thinking about doing auto repair or building a toolbox, this is what you need. because you can buy a lot of tools that you never use, and they just sit there and you never use them. So, there's basic tools that we can make a list of. These are the basic tools that people need if you're starting to do, even if you're just starting to do like repairs on your car at home, your hot rod, and you don't have tools. I can walk you through that, what kind of sockets, a good ratchet, good set of screwdrivers, that kind of stuff. Because I've been doing this for 40 years and I bought a lot of tools. I wish I could have all the money I bought off the Snap-on truck over the years, because I could probably buy me a nice sailboat or something. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna talk about the Noco Genesis 10 now. I always say Genesis, I don't know why I can't get that straight, but it's a Genius 10, Noco Genius 10. This is the same company that makes the 1 amp charger, but it's a 10 amp charger. It has the same type of disconnection on the, now I got this thing in a big old, I did the same thing I yell at everybody for, when they put stuff back in my toolbox and they don't unravel it, because it drives me bananas, because I'm kind of anal like that. Okay, here we go. Same type of clamps, but bigger. I did a video with these where I clamped these on my ear, like that. Man, it left a bruise on my ear. I had to get some rubber and put here. That's how hard they clamp. Like when you do that, it hurts. I mean, they have a really good clamping strength, and they're a little bit bigger. Like if you look at the 1 amp compared to these, you can see, let me see if I can do this right. They're just a little bit bigger, but same design, all copper design. They have a copper Torx screw, not a different type. Everything is copper here. The washer, the fitting, the screw. So good quality, built well. So the same kind of setup, good quality clamps. It also has a fuse that's an automotive fuse, which is really smart thinking on their part. I have a Snap-on, not a Snap-on, I have a Fluke meter that when you pop the fuse in that meter, you have to buy it from Fluke, and it's like 20 bucks for the fuse. Yeah. So, it's just a way to get money out of you. Anyway, Fluke does make a good meter though, anyway. So anyway, nice inline fuse. Blow the fuse, easy to change. This comes off just like the other one, easy disconnect. You gotta push down on it. I always push the wrong way. Push down here, and this comes apart. It's got a real nice rubber seal here. So well built, really well thought out system. So here's the charger. Here's one of the things I really like about this charger. I can roll this up and put it in the bottom of my toolbox. I mean, it's only 2 inches. I think it's less than 2 inches thick. And it's about, 8 inches long. So, and 4 inches wide. You can put this in your toolbox. You roll it up and put it in the bottom of your toolbox, and you always have a charger ready to go. You don't have to go look for it. Or you don't have this big old metal clanky thing you're having to drag around that's not sealed up. If your dad, your grandpa, your husband, your son that does hot rods, anybody doesn't have a good battery charger, there's no better way to spend 85 bucks. 85 to 100, right around that range for this one. I think the link that I put in the video that's on Go Big Garage is $89 for this, or 89 or 99, I don't remember. Anyway, great 10 amp charger. It has, I'll go over some of the features and I'll plug it in. It has the same kind of setup as the other one. So it self-identifies what kind of battery you're using. So it knows if it's a lead acid, an AGM, or if it's a lithium. It already knows. And a lot of battery chargers won't do lithium. So that's an advantage. If your dad has a battery charger he's had forever, this thing will do things his won't do. And it's a smart charger. Let me tell you a couple reasons why it's good to have a smart charger. I was always like, that's bull. I've had this battery charger forever. It works just fine. Here's what happens, and it happens in shops and it happens in houses, and it's a real safety hazard. You hook up a 10 amp charger to charge a battery. It doesn't have a timer on it. You hook it up so it's charging as soon as you plug it in. You have to remember to unplug that charger. this is what can happen. I've seen it happen in our shop. You hook it up, you forget about it. You go camping for the weekend. You come back, that battery's been boiling for 2 days and you can smell it as soon as you open the door. And when you smell rotten egg smell, you should be very concerned. What happens is when you boil a battery like that, it starts venting and it releases hydrochloric gas. Very flammable, very combustible. So you get somebody that walks into the garage that's been cooped up all like that all weekend, they walk over to that battery where it's at and they try to light a cigarette or something, it can blow up. Batteries are very dangerous when they're off gassing like that. This prevents that because it brings up full charge, shuts the charger off. It knows it's charged. So that for for less than $100, just that alone is worth, it save you from blowing your freaking garage up, lighting something on fire. Anyway, we can go into details about safety stuff on batteries later, but make sure I'm not missing nothing here. Okay, so anyway, it can do 6 volt, it can do 12 volt, it can do lead acid, AGM, or lithium. Okay, here's the two features that are really nice about this thing. If you get a battery that you get and you plug it in and this thing says, no, I'm not charging it, it's more than likely below 1 volt and it's sulfated. So what you do is you put it in this repair mode, and when you put it in the repair mode, it will blast that in cycles overnight, sometimes a couple hours, sometimes all night, depends on how bad it is. And then what it does, it knocks the sulfation off the lead plates, so you can bring that battery back. And that would have been a battery normally would have said, you know what, I need a new battery. And it can cost you $200 or $300. This $85 or less than $100 battery charger can save you $300 by being able to desulfate a battery. The other thing it has, you can put it on a mode, and what it is, it's called 12 volt supply. So when you put it on 12 volt supply, it gives you a power and a ground of 12 volts at the end of these leads. And what that's handy for, let's say you're working out in the shop and you're working on AC and you got a fan that's not operating. You're thinking, man, is it the fan or is it the control? You take these leads, you put this on the power and that on the ground on the fan, and it'll run the fan. So you can use this as a diagnostic tool. Say you got one of those little, you want to pump up something with a little 12 volt compressor or, a little tiny air, like that little tool, the inflator. If you didn't have, well, that's 12 volt, but let's just say it gives you a 12 volt power source. You can check a headlight. Let's say you got a headlight that's burnt out and you don't know, is it the power, the ground, or is the headlight bad? You unplug it, you take some little leads, make you some leads up, go power on one side of the bulb, ground on the other side of the bulb. If the light bulb lights, it's the bulb's good and you need to do some diagnosis. But if you do that and the light bulb doesn't come on, you just verified that it has a bad bulb. So this is a nice feature to have that 12 volt supply. So anyway, I'm gonna go through the features of this thing real quick. We'll go ahead and plug it in just like we did the other one. I got cords going everywhere. I hope we get some good deals on Prime Day. I'm hoping that they think about us old mechanics that need a. So let's see, how am I gonna do this one? I'm gonna point the camera down on this one because it's gonna be hard to hold and do all that at the same time. So let me flip this camera. Let's pull it this way. And let's flip the camera. We'll go down. How's that? That's not too bad. I'll put this here so you can see what I'm doing. So when you plug it in, this isn't on yet, I haven't turned it on. This is what you're gonna see. This is typical operation. All the lights come on, and then that little yellow light lights to tell you, hey, you have power. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the leads so you can see what that looks like. It's similar to the other one, same function for the most part. It just has some other features that are nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook up this battery. So I hooked up the battery and oh, I got the wrong leads, didn't I? What did I do wrong here? Something. It must not, because I pulled the voltage down and it doesn't know what kind of battery. So when you plug it in, it self-identifies what kind of battery. It'll know, is it a 12-volt acid, 12-volt AGM, and you can cycle through these. See, I can do that. I can go, okay, I want to do AGM. No, I want to call it a lithium, whatever it is. So right there, so you plug it in, it says, hey, that's a 12-volt acid. This one's actually an AGM because I did it manually. So it says, hey, that's a 12-volt AGM. I'm going to charge it like a 12-volt AGM. And if you see right here, see how it starts to pulse? So it will pulse there until it reaches 25%. This is going to go really fast because this battery is pretty full. So see how it went to the next level? Sometimes it'll stay on that first level for a couple hours and then it'll move to the next one and it'll move to the next one. But how this works, it's going to pulse like that. And now it'll pulse like that until it reaches 50% charge. And it does like a little test. So it's already above 50%. So then it's going to pulse there until it reaches 75%. And once it reaches 75%, then it's going to go green and pulse. And when it goes green, see how it went green, but see how it's pulsing? That means that it's bringing it from 75 to 100% charge. Same way with this. You can plug this thing in and walk away. It's going to charge the battery up. And when it gets fully charged, this will go solid. And then the battery, see, so it says now it's just in maintenance mode. It's just going to start pulsing it. So here's what it does as well. Let's say you got a motorhome, you hook this thing up, it sets all the time. Once it goes to full charge, you can just leave this thing hooked up until you feel like. You can leave it up for months if you want to. Because what it's going to do, it'll just sit there and monitor it. And if for some reason, let's say somebody went in and used something in a motorhome, turn TV on or whatever, and it dropped the voltage just a little bit, then what it's going to do, it's going to go back to charging again. So every time the voltage drops to a certain level, it will kick the charger back on and it will maintain that battery. And that's how you keep from having to buy a battery every year. If you got a motorhome and you're constantly having to buy $300-400 worth of batteries every year, buy one of these. Get your batteries hooked up to them. You know, a lot of motorhomes have their own battery charging system on them, but I think this automatic smart way of doing it is a lot better setup. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple other things. If you hook this up backwards, there's an icon, so I'm going to intentionally do that. So I'm going to hook this up backwards. I'm going backwards, positive to negative, and negative to positive. This is what nice. You can teach somebody who knows absolutely nothing about batteries how to do this. You see how that red icon came on? It's telling you, hey, dummy, you got the battery hooked up backwards. I'm not going to charge it. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to hook it up correctly. And this battery charger, I got this for 85 bucks. I got it on sale and I got it for 85 bucks. So here's the other thing it can do. If you look down here, it has these other levels down in here. These are called modes. And a lot of people get confused on this. Okay, this is 12-volt repair, 12-volt supply that we talked about. 12-volt supply means you're going to use it to test a light or a fan or something. 12-volt repair is like, hey, I tried to charge this battery and it won't charge, it won't keep a charge. That's the desulfation process. And then it has 6-volt AGM and 6-volt lead acid. But to get to this, all you do is push this button and hold it for 5 seconds. See how it dropped down? That's 6-volt AGM. That's 6-volt supply. So if you're testing and this is 12-volt supply. This is 12-volt repair. So when it's in a repair mode, it's going to flash like that. And what it does, it just monitors that battery and it will just keep pulsing that until it feels that it repaired the sulfation on the plates. This right here, this little feature on this battery charger, can save you thousands of dollars. I'm not kidding you. If you got 20 vehicles and you're putting batteries in them, some of the batteries that I bought a battery for a Nissan, it was 315 bucks for the battery. So if you can save a battery that would normally just go to the landfill and you'd have to go buy a new one, by this $85 tool, why wouldn't you spend 85 bucks on it? It puts money. This thing right here has put about 800 bucks in my pocket for from on my own personal stuff recently, where I had batteries that were dead. They wouldn't take charge. I used this repair mode on it, and so sometimes on a repair mode you have to let it set overnight, and then the next day, actually once it finishes this cycle, it will actually start charging it on whatever setting you had it on. So you could do this and just walk away, and then it'll start charging. And I've saved a bunch of batteries. I'm thinking about 10 now, 10 or 15 batteries that I brought back that would have went to that I would have had to buy a new battery for, and they would have went to the landfill. So this battery charger right here is worth its weight in gold, because I never had a tool that actually saved me money, and this tool will do that. So if you want to change it, you just press and hold again, comes up here, and then you can go, okay, 12 volt AGM, and then it keeps going through those. And like I said, if you want to get down on this lower level, you got to press and hold. This has the same feature of what they call the, I forget what they call it, but if you have a battery that has less than 1 volt in it, it won't charge. So if it does that, you just press and hold this 5 seconds, and it'll put a little voltage into the battery before it tells you, hey, I'm not going to charge that. Which that's kind of a nice little feature. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the live today. If you would, go to Go Big Garage and go watch our video that's based about these tools. We highlighted these tools in that video, and if you go to the description, there's links in there for Amazon. And how that works is you buy it through Amazon, you pay the same price for that if you just went straight to Amazon. It's just an affiliate, so we get like a 5% commission on everything, which, you know what, it helps me. It helps me buy tools to review. It helps me to buy tools to give away during the lives. And so if you guys haven't, if you're not subscribed, let me turn this around so you can see my ugly mug again. I know how much you love looking at my ugly mug. The other thing is I teach automotive. If you're into automotive, learn automotive maintenance and repair. That's one of the things we're doing on the channel. I'm doing that with the lives. We have a live every Friday night at 7. We're doing a live, and we do trivia. So we ask questions about automotive things. If you get the question right, you get to spin the wheel. And if you land on Go Big, you win a piece of artwork like this that gets shipped to you free of charge. We pay for the shipping within the United States. At the end of the live, whoever's in the live at the end of the live, we put their names on the wheel, and we spin the wheel for a free tool. Hey, man, Doc Mojo, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That goes a long way. I'm not kidding you. It allows me, because I want to give away one of these at the live, So when I get, if I get 2 or 3 of those super likes like that, then it allows me to, cost me half. I pay for half, and everybody else pays for half. And then I give it away to the people that are attending the live, which is nice, because I like giving these away. Anyway, so on the live, thank you for that. I really appreciate it, Doc Mojo. I really do. Appreciate it. Hey, so on the lives, what we do, we just do, I like giving my knowledge. I really do. I like teaching people if they're willing to learn, because that's I have 40 years in the field, and I have a lot to offer, and I have I can teach you. So and I like doing it. So I thank you for being here. I appreciate that. So during the lives, at the end of the live, we spin the wheel at the end, and we give away a tool. we just gave away a snap-on wrench, and actually the lady was so nice. After she won the wrench, she said, "You know what? I had so much fun during the live." Her name is Scout. You'll see her on the lives. If you see her, say hi to her. She's awesome. She said, "You know what? I had so much fun on the live. Just keep the wrench and use it for next week." So we've used that wrench twice now, and both times that somebody won it, they told me, "Just keep it for next week. I'd rather, I had a good time." So anyway, we have a snap-on wrench to give away, and during the live, and I'm gonna try to give one of these away if we get it. I'm not saying we're doing it. I'm trying to talk you into giving me money. I'm just saying we use any of the monies that we create from the revenue from our affiliates and from the super likes to be able to buy this kind of stuff and give it away. So it helps promote the channel, and when you help promote our channel, we appreciate that. So anyway, I'm probably gonna end the live right now. I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up today. And Doc Mojo 1, thanks for the $5. That'll buy me a nice cup of coffee. I don't really use that for coffee. I always tell people, hey, you go to Starbucks and pay $7 for a cup of coffee. How much would you pay to talk to your mechanic for an hour? Shop rate's $200 an hour now. That's what I can make, and I try to justify that when I'm sitting here trying to teach people stuff. Is I have a job right now. I can go work 40 hours a week if I want, but I'm only working part time because I don't want to work full time. And, it's hard to justify, I could be making $50, $60 an hour, but I'm sitting here, trying to make we're trying to get the channel, get some traction on the channel, and I think we will. We had a video that actually got 280,000 views about 8 months ago. So I'm trying to figure out how to recreate that. YouTube's not an easy thing. There's a lot you got to do. You have to know how to make thumbnails. You got to make good content. You got to use a camera well. You have to speak well. So there's a lot of things that goes with YouTube. That it's a long haul. Sometimes it can take you 4 to 5 years to build a good channel. So anyway, thanks to the crew. Doc Mojo 1, you're on the crew, buddy. Thanks for being on the Go Big crew. We're going to probably say bye now. Please go look at our video that we just posted on Go Big Garage. It's about these tools, and it has all the links. So when you go to the links, even if you don't buy anything, if you click on the links, anything that you purchase through Amazon in the next 30 days. So let's say you're going to buy a television or something, you're thinking about it. If you just go to one of our links and click on it, anything you buy in the next 30-day window, I think while you're on there shopping or whatever, we get some kind of a commission out of that stuff. So the Amazon, the affiliate links is really where the money is on YouTube. The AdSense, they pay you for AdSense. Like that one video that we did, we had almost 250,000 views. We only made $300 on that video because we weren't monetized yet. So we hardly made any money on it. So, it's a long haul. So anyway, I'm going to say bye. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Make sure you check out Prime because you can save a lot of money on tools. And whether it's these tools or other tools, if you go to our link prior to shopping, you're going to help us out, and we appreciate that a whole bunch. So as Go Big always says, man, go big or go home, baby.